Mia had only spent one night in the haunted house, when suddenly, a little ghost crawled out from under the bed. But what no one expected was that they were all quite familiar with Mia. It turned out Mia was originally the queen of the horror fairy tale town. Tired of the monotonous life in the fairy tale town, she abandoned Jack, who deeply loved her, and secretly planned to escape to the human world for a romance. Who could have guessed that her very first romance in the human world would lead her straight to the scumbag Milan? Milan's childhood sweetheart, Emma, had committed so many misdeeds that she was selected by a horror game. Only by completing the game could she return alive. Otherwise, Emma would die in reality too. So Milan, desperate to find a scapegoat for Emma, he forcibly dragged Mia into the horror game too. The moment Mia entered the game, she was horrified to discover it was none other than her hometown, the terrifying fairy tale town. This revelation nearly scared the life out of her, and she thought Jack must be furious if he knew Mia had returned. Meanwhile, Jack was lamenting that Mia had abandoned him for a year, and finally deigned to return, thinking of how she'd managed to sneak out only to be dragged back by Milan. Mia was so furious she slapped Milan hard across the face. Just then, countless more players suddenly entered the horror game. Among them, Sean warned them, "Don't you dare touch Jack, and above all, don't lay a finger on Jack's woman in Fairy Tale Town, or you'll all die horribly," for he'd long heard that Jack loved his wife to death. Over here, Emma thought to herself, "Thank goodness she dragged Mia into this. If anything dangerous happened with Jack, she could just blame it on him." Little did she know that Mia was the woman Jack deeply loved. Before the group could recover from their shock, Mia's former colleague suddenly appeared nearby. Mia recognized him as Old Man Cole, who, despite his age, had been dragged out by Jack to do his bidding. Mia, seeing this, panicked and quickly grabbed the scarf and sunglasses from the ground, hurriedly putting them on herself, fearing Old Man Cole would recognize her. But Cole welcomed all the players to Fairy Tale Town for their visit. Seeing Mia, he felt this person looked somewhat familiar. Mia thought she was so well disguised, Old Man Cole shouldn't recognize her. Little did she know, Grandpa Cole had already recognized her, yet he not only pretended not to know her, but deliberately arranged for them to stay in the castle. Just then, Annie appeared, announcing, "We have guests." Mia followed the voice and looked up, only to discover with horror that the castle's butler was her former best friend. Little did she know she was falling step by step into the cage Jack had specially designed for her. The butler merely feigned ignorance. He then led them upstairs to assign rooms, but they soon discovered each room grew stranger than the last. Though 10 rooms existed upstairs, 9 lined the staircase's right side, while only one stood isolated on the left, and told them to choose any room they wished. A chill instantly ran down everyone's spine, for they knew choosing wrong meant certain death. Yet Laura believed a deliberately deadly path might be the way to survival. Without hesitation, she selected the solitary room 4 on the left. The moment she opened its door, she died instantly. She died. Witnessing this, the butler flashed an eerie grin, and warned them, all rooms must be occupied by 8 p.m. He specifically reminded them, room 4 must be occupied. Otherwise, if they angered the master of Fairy Tale Town, they would all die. As for who would occupy room 4, they would decide among themselves, since one person had to die tonight. To be fair, Sean suggested drawing lots. Whoever drew the left would go to room 4, just as everyone else feared that entering room 4 meant death. Only Mia worried. Room 4 held Jack. She knew that if Jack captured her, she'd be eaten alive even if she didn't die. Fortunately, Mia luckily drew the right side. The unlucky one, ironically, was Emma, the most death-fearing among them. With only 3 minutes left before 8 p.m., everyone hurriedly chose rooms, fearing they might provoke Jack. But Emma, terrified of death, begged Milan to save her. The butler declared no one had chosen rooms yet, urging them to hurry as the castle's master would emerge soon. But no sooner had the butler finished speaking than Jack's terrifying footsteps actually echoed down the corridor. Emma, terrified, clung to Milan, putting on a pitiful act, whining plaintively. The butler insisted only room 4 must be occupied, but it didn't necessarily have to be him. Upon hearing this, immediately set his sights on Mia, suggesting she swap places with Emma. He argued that as Emma's sister-in-law, Mia should take extra care of her. He'd completely forgotten Sean's warning earlier that day, never touch Jack's women, or you'll die a horrible death. Mia retorted that if he cared so much for Emma, why didn't he take the room himself? What was the point of sending her? Milan countered, "What if something happens to me? We're the sole heir for 3 generations. Seeing Mia's firm refusal, Milan immediately lied, "If you take Emma's place, once this horror game ends, I'll marry you right away." Little did he know Mia now found him utterly repulsive. She firmly declared, not only would she not give up her room for Emma, but she'd break up with him the moment they left. Just then, the butler announced it was 8 p.m. The castle owner was hungry, and would emerge shortly. Milano, terrified by the news, hurriedly had Emma escorted away, and forcibly dragged Mia to the door of room 4. He coaxed Mia, promising marriage once they escaped. If she helped Emma, Mia struggled to break free, but Milan held her back. Suddenly, Jack appeared before Mia, making Milan's eyes widen in terror. Jack declared, "A mere human dares harm my beloved. Death is too good for you."